Coach, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Coach, there's a lot to talk about. It's a horrible loss, maybe the worst I've ever seen for the Chicago Bears, and you lived it. I got to ask you, though, on the last play of the game, and we'll get into the other stuff, ESPN has had all morning long a clock on Tyrique Stevenson standing in the corner on the Hail Mary. 4.1 seconds go off the clock with the play running and him taunting Commanders fans and then going, oh, blank, and taking off and getting into the goal line area where he tips the ball, and the end result is Bears lose. A, have you spoken with him about it? B, have you watched the video on it? And C, will there be some level of discipline, because this is one of the most egregious mistakes I've watched?
Yeah, so we always talk to the players after the game briefly, and then we watch the tape, go back and watch the tape on the plane, or come back and watch it when we're at home, at the house, and then we come back in this morning and we do a thorough evaluation of every single play. And, I'll talk to Tyrique today again about it, but again, he's already come out and said that, he needs to focus better, needs to do a good job of wiring in on the last play and have a better focus there. So, again, it's about, the coach and the player working together to execute, and we have to do a better job there.
But, Coach, there are mistakes. Like, he shoves an offensive lineman in the face 15 yards. He gets beat on a play down the field. And this is more than just a mistake. This is completely having his head in his you-know-what. Would you be willing to at least say, guess what? He's not going to start on Sunday. He'll play, but he's not going to start. There's going to be some level of punishment, or the fact that he runs to Twitter, that's good enough?
No, it's about being accountable to your teammates, and it's about being accountable to each other. So that's what it's always about. So it's important that we focus on that, from the inside out, and again, look at things, in a critical eye, and make sure that we're wired in on every single play, alignment, assignment, key, and technique, and making sure we're doing that on every single play, including that last play.
Coach, explain to us the goal line, the Hail Mary attempt, because there's two levels to it. And again, everyone's explained it on television and radio, but I'd like for you, in your own words, to tell us what you think, because you have 3 timeouts. There was no real setup for the Hail Mary play. I want to know the route that Terry McLaurin wrote, they had on that second to last play, it was 13 yards, and then the end result. Take us through that, and what was your mindset?
Yeah, so there was, 6 seconds to go with the play before the last play. They were at the 35-yard line, so, again, they don't have a chance to get themselves in the field goal range there with the time, and they can't move the ball far enough to get that done. So we were playing for, making sure we got nothing over the top of us. We were moved up a little bit there, and then they threw a 13-yard pass, and then it gave us 2 seconds to go for the last play. And then we got our set up there, and we've done that play, 50 times, since we've all been here together at least. And we just got to do a good job. We showed the guys on the sideline prior to that particular series. So we were all set, ready to go. Again, we just got to have better focus and better attention to detail there to be able to have a body on a body.
I would imagine that in that scenario, the best case scenario is to sack the quarterback if you could. Montez Sweat was not on the field at that time. What were you looking for in that situation? Because if you're not sacking him, you want to make the quarterback uncomfortable. And again, it was a nice soft cushion for McLaurin to be able to get that 13-yard gain.
Yeah. Again, like that play before the play, I'm not concerned about. It's the last play, So they were too far back on the minus field. If they were up a little bit different, we would have played a different call. But again, being way back there, we were going to play for that last play. So it was going to be 2 seconds playing for the last play. We had a 3-man rush. We had a linebacker up there on the back, and we put our guys back in coverage. We have a body on a body. Like I said, we need to focus better there. We have guys that are assigned to do their jobs. We just got to make sure we get that done.
Coach, we'll get to Doug Kramer play in a moment, but on the one that should have been the game-winning drive, Caleb throws a fade in the deep back corner that's 3 yards too far out of the end zone. They have 1 timeout left. Why throw the football there? Because if you run the ball and they stop you, the clock keeps running. They've got to use their final timeout, I believe, in that situation. Why would you put the ball in the air there, or was that Caleb in an RPO situation deciding he's going to throw?
Yeah, that's what it was. We can run it straight ahead, like we did on the play after that, or we can throw a fade over there to DJ if we like to match up. So it's either one there. And again, we ended up scoring on the next one. And I was really proud of the guys the way they came back. After we fumbled that, on the 1 yard line, the guys did an awesome job there of, defense comes back 3 and out. Then we get the drive going there. We end up scoring that, and we also score a 2-point conversion, to go up. 15-12. So it's important that we focus on those good things too that we did during the course of the game. I know that we didn't have the start that we wanted, but we did a really good job, of keeping the score down on defense. Did an awesome job in the red zone, a really good job on third down to keep us in the game, in through the third quarter when it was 0-12, and then we ended up scoring a 57-yard touchdown at the very end of that to make it 7-12. So I told the guys that hey, we battled back. Didn't have our best performance, but battled back to put ourselves in a chance to win that game. And we just got to execute on that last play. And guess what? Everybody's happy, and we can learn from a victory, by not playing well. But again, we just got to focus better on that last one.
Matt Eberflus is the head coach for the Chicago Bears. He joins us on Kap J Hood on ESPN 1000 and on YouTube. Speaking of Doug Kramer, so listening to you over the last few years, you talk about the hits principle and about execution, how you've got to be able to make plays when it's right there at the goal line, though, Coach, you have, and Kap and I talked about it, you have personnel, you have running backs that could have gave you that 1 yard. You talked to the press yesterday, said, hey, it was 1 yard. We didn't get it with Doug. But I guess my point is that you have running backs that gave you that 1 yard. And by the way, when the defense made that stop and you came back, you used a running back to get the 1 yard. Do you look at that Doug Kramer play and say, yeah, that's maybe not what we want to do in that spot down 12-7?
Yeah, I mean we have multiple plays that are 1 yard plays, right? We have some that are in 12 personnel, 11 personnel. We have some that are in that goal line package that we had. And you want to have some of that, to be able to do that. That was a 1 yard play that we had. It was wedge blocking, with Doug up the middle. And if we didn't get that, we were going to our we have other plays. We had 3 or 4 plays that were 1 yard plays from that personnel group. So that was one of them. And we've practiced that, we repped it. And did a good job of practice with it. We were confident in it.
Coach, going back to that play call, when you hear Shane make the play call, are you hearing that in your headset or because he's standing down on the field with you? And do you allow him to make the call, or do you have the autonomy to look back and go, no, not in this situation, sorry? Because from my seat, again, you're a head coach, I'll never be an NFL head coach. A guy who's never carried the football in a 12-7 game, has never had one carry in his life in an NFL game, and I got Roschon Johnson, and we didn't use him in the Indy game, and Shane met the media and said, that's on me. We got to be smarter than that and use the right guy down there. Yeah. And here we are a few weeks later, and we make the same mistake. Can you overrule in that situation or no?
Yeah, so we meet every Friday. We also meet again on Saturday about those particular plays, and then we have those ordered. So that's well thought out before the game. Again, if we get down the road there and haven't used the play down there, and I want to move on to the next one, but we talk about the sequence of those as we go through the week, and we look at it in practice. We feel confident in those plays, and those are the plays that we go with, and that was one of them.
We talked early in the season about, Kap, remember the utilization of Cole Kmet, and you want to get Gerald Everett also comfortable on the offense. We didn't see a lot of Cole yesterday. Any particular reason why?
Yeah, again, we definitely want to get Cole and the tight ends going. That's certainly a thing that we need to do better, for sure. Get the backs, in the passing game going. We just got to do a really good job with that. And I was really proud of the way Swift ran yesterday and the O-line blocked. We had some really big runs. We had 4 explosive runs yesterday, which was really good. Our rush average was at 5.8, so it was really good. That was a really good growth for our running game. And that's going to be positive for us going forward.
Coach, I had a couple others for you. One, there was a late in the game, DeAndre Swift, I thought picked up a first down. I thought you got a bad spot. The TV broadcast, even Jim Nantz said, ooh, that looks like a bad spot for Chicago.
It was like a yard short.
They marked it maybe almost a yard short, and it looked like he had the first down. Did your guys tell you not to challenge on that one? And then the second thing is, why no timeout before the Hail Mary to make sure we had the right setup in there? Get like a guy like Tyrique, that would never have happened then.
Yeah, we didn't think the spot there was something that we should challenge on that particular one. And then the last, what was the question about the last play again?
So on the last play, why not take a timeout before they ran the Hail Mary, and that would have refocused your guys? And is there any thought to ever, maybe now in the future, whether it's Everett or Cole Kmet or Keenan Allen or Rome, putting somebody back there with more height?
Yeah, we didn't need the timeout there, guys. We were all set. We were working ready to go. We just didn't execute. Okay, so we have guys that are assigned to be the guy that knocks the ball down, and we have other guys that are assigned to have guys box out. And we didn't box out all the players like we were supposed to. So it was all about execution. We got to do a better job of that, focusing on that last play, and we'd be singing a different sheet of music right now.
We would, but, Coach, I got to disagree with you here. We were not all set because Tyrique Stevenson's off in a freaking corner yelling at fans for 4.1 seconds when that play's going on. And when you watch that video, I guarantee your blood was boiling. Because if it wasn't, I don't understand it.
Well, I'll just tell you this. I said it in the first comment that, we have to do a good job of focusing, wiring in on every snap. Alignment, assignment, key technique, and doing our jobs. And Tyrique also said that after the game.
Coach, tell us about the latest on the injuries, because in and out with some of the offensive linemen. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, so far in the injuries, we'll get an update today, but Tevin Jenkins went out with a knee. Braxton also went out with a knee, and then Montez has a shin, and then Bill Murray has a pec. In terms of the severity of that, I'm getting on the medical call here, so once they meet with the doctors, they'll get more information to me here shortly.
Arizona is next. What do you expect from the Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah, so they're coming off a couple of good victories. I think that we do. It's all about us really focusing on how we improve from this game. There's a lot to learn. We did a lot of good things. Like I said, we came back, gave us the chance to win it at the end, and the guys are going to pull together tighter. And it's all about what we do on the grass. So it starts today in our team meeting, learning from this performance, and then moving on to Arizona.
Hey, you mentioned earlier in one of your answers to us about trying to get off to quicker starts. I'm sure that's something that you're hammering home. 5 of the first 8 first quarters, no points. So I'm sure that you want to get off to a faster start here in this game coming up on Sunday. Yeah,
you're always looking to do that for sure. And again, we got to just keep finding answers. Get the ball to our skill players, in space, and so we can generate some chunk plays. And again, we'll be working on it this week. We got to do a better job there for sure.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Okay, thank you.